some of you have been wondering, there's some folks who have not signed the Progressive Pledge. Now, a lot of the great progressive congresspeople have. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has signed it, Ro Khanna has signed it, Jamie Raskin signed it. And then in the presidential candidates, we've had three, and we had three on the first day: Bernie Sanders, Marianne Williamson, and Mike Gravel. But you guys kept asking, wait, why hasn't Elizabeth Warren signed the pledge? It's got the 5 pillars that most progressives agree to, and that's why the pledge exists in the first place. Do you agree to it or don't you agree to it? So Green New Deal, Medicare for all, higher wages, ending the corruption through an amendment, and college for all. Well, I have news for you guys. Elizabeth Warren has signed the pledge.
Very nice.
So look, it's not a big surprise.
I was a little worried though. I'm gonna keep it real. But maybe she wanted to sit down, take the time to really investigate it and ensure that she did her research before signing something, which I appreciate, but it had me worried.
Yeah, and look, she does policy. So she looked at the policies and she's like, yeah, those are the things I'm going for. Now look, some corporate Democrats, if you can call them that, are now beginning to think like, oh, maybe she won't do them, and maybe that's why we like her. Well, sorry, she just said she will do them. So, and look, part of the pledge is getting people clarity to see what they're in favor of and what they're not. So you can go to tyt.com/pledge and read it for yourself. And so now the 2 biggest progressive candidates in the country have signed the pledge. And by the way, they're polling at number 2 and number 3. So they're both in the top 3 of presidential candidates. There's an excellent chance that one of them is going to be the next president of the United States of America. And they both agree that those are the 5 pillars that stand for what progressivism is, and that they are happy to make sure that they fight for those things. And the pledge doesn't just say I support them or I agree with them. It says I will fight to make sure that these things become the law of the land. So it's wonderful news that Elizabeth Warren has also signed it. Obviously, we'll continue to follow up and track the other candidates. But as I talked to Ro Khanna today, I think, and he called for this too as one of the leading progressives in Congress, we gotta get active in beginning to put pressure on politicians in Washington today. So once we clarify who agrees with this pledge and who doesn't on the presidential level. And by the way, we're going to Miami for the debates on June 26th and 27th. Both Anna and I will go, and so will Emma Vigeland. So we'll have all of our cast there, and we're asking you guys to come. Some of the presidential candidates are gonna come and talk to you if you're in Miami. We're obviously gonna talk to you. We're gonna meet everyone that comes to Miami. And so this pressure is definitely working. Let's keep going. But once we've clarified the presidential candidates, right now, nobody is fighting for a $15 minimum wage that Democratic leadership, including Nancy Pelosi, said they would vote on within the first 100 hours if the Democrats got the House. They haven't voted on it at all. And it doesn't look like Nancy Pelosi's ever gonna introduce it. She says she doesn't want to do impeachment because she's too busy doing other things. What other things? So we can then hold them accountable. Look, the reason we call it TYT Army is because Barack Obama said, make me do it. And so this is an army of democracy, okay? So we are civil, we are polite. You saw it in all the videos in Iowa, we emphasize that over and over again. But we do show up in force because we need people to understand that there are a lot of us. The media often misrepresents what's going on and makes it seem like progressives are the fringe. If you saw my speech in Iowa, which you can check out on tyt.com, you see that I read about at least a dozen polls that show you that Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and all of us are not in the minority. The overwhelming majority of the country agrees with us, let alone the overwhelming majority of Democrats. But when you show up in person as you did in Iowa, it finally makes it visual for the press and they go, wow, I didn't know that many people agreed with it. Look at the polls. And you showing up in person makes all the difference. If you're gonna do that in Miami, tyt.com/rally. And by the way, go sign the pledge. Now over 22,000 people have signed it. So those are all people saying, hey, I'm a voter. And if you're for this, you can get my vote. If you're not, bless your heart, but I'm gonna vote for someone else that did sign the pledge. So do that at tyt.com/pledge. If we get it to a larger and larger number, I think there'll be a world of pressure for not just the candidates, but for the media to talk about it and say, well, the people have spoken. This is what they believe progressivism is and what their candidates should fight for. Thanks for watching this free clip of the Young Turks. Don't forget to become a TYT member today. For more exclusive content, join now at tyt.com/join.